Premier, Regional Victoria's taken 2 steps this week. Can Melbourne take 2 steps a week before October 26th, I think it is?
Rich, there was a similar question, slightly different construction, but a similar question asked the other day. Case numbers are one part of this. The narrative or the story that sits behind each of those case numbers, so where did they get it, how much do we know, how confident are we that it's actually contained? And then the other thing here as well is the passage of time, as painful as it is also an important part of this. And I'll make the point again, decisions you make today, so these decisions that we've announced today, this amazing 2 steps in just a couple of days for regional Victoria, we won't see the full impact of that from a virus transmission point of view for 10 to 14 days. So sometimes it isn't just about case numbers and the story behind each of those cases. It's also about allowing enough time to pass so that you can be clear, because of the latency of this virus, the nature of it, what the impact of any decisions you've made are. The key point here, we will take steps as quickly as we can from a safety point of view and from that sense of certainty that what we're doing doesn't throw away everything that metropolitan Melburnians have done for months now. We know it's tough. It'll be done as quick as it can safely be done. But again, it's back to those points I've made many, many times. If we do too much too quickly, then we'll be open, yes, and that'll be fantastic for a very short period of time. And, you know, people are entitled to their views, but we're not going to be pressured into doing something that is fundamentally unsafe. We're just not, because I don't want to have to stand here in a few months' time and say that, well, we actually did too much too soon, we went against the advice of experts, and now we have to put restrictions back on, whatever those restrictions might be.
It's quite, some people are already expressing it, you know, they're happy for regional Victoria, but it's a bit of a bittersweet moment for Melburnians because it seems like they're now the only people who are still locked up in Australia.
Well, no, I wouldn't see it that way.
That's what some
no,
people
that's fair enough. I would respectfully say I'd encourage people not to see it that way, and instead to see this as proof positive, not a model, not an academic exercise, not a theory. This is not a theoretical thing. We have actually driven case numbers down to very low numbers in regional Victoria. That's taken some time. We stayed the course, and now we can open up, and that should be something that I think inspires confidence and a real sense of hope that the same thing can be achieved to the best of our ability across metropolitan Melbourne.
Is camping allowed in regional Victoria now?
I'm not sure where we've settled on exactly where and when. I'll come back to you with some rules. Again, there'll be lots of detail that needs to come forward over these next 12 hours or so.
And gyms? Sorry.
No, gyms will have to be outside. It's such a high-risk environment that, and we've discussed this a few times now, I think Brett and Alan and others have spoken directly to the really significant risk that those indoor environments, particularly ones where, you know, really rigorous physical activities going on, that is just not safe.